Hey friends, welcome back to Java with Jeff. I've got my beverage and I've got my Bible with me today. And my heart's still breaking for Israel and the war that's happening in Israel. And I'll tell you what, I look across the world, I look at university campuses, I look at the protests that are happening, and everything is getting blurred. The pro-Palestinian rallies for the Palestinian people are great, but it gets blurred because they're rooting for Hamas, a terrorist organization, and anti-Semitism is just skyrocketing across the world. It's all over the news. Everybody is hating the Jews. It's almost like we've gone backwards to the 1930s and 40s with World War and heading against Hitler, and it just breaks my heart for the Jewish people whom I love and God certainly loves. And so I was just reminded I wanted to go back and look at the Bible and see what it actually said about Israel and Jerusalem. I don't know if you knew this or not, but the word Israel shows up 2,431 times in the Bible. That's in 34 out of the 39 books of the Old Testament and 13 out of the 27 books in the New Testament is the word Israel, which can refer to the land, the people, or Jacob, whose name was Israel. It can refer to all those. And then you look at Jerusalem, the word Jerusalem shows up 626 times in the Old Testament and then 141 times in the New Testament. So Israel, Jerusalem, the center of the civilization of the whole world, Ezekiel chapter 5 verse 5 tells us. But this is the verse I want you to think about today. In Deuteronomy chapter 11, verse 12, this is what God says about that geographic land that he promised Israel, starting with Abraham back in Genesis chapter 12. Here's what it says in Deuteronomy chapter 11, verse 12. It is a land the Lord your God cares for. The eyes of the Lord your God are continually on it from the beginning of the year to its end. God's eyes are on the geographic space on this planet called Israel. It's the promised land that was promised to them, and God is always looking at it. That ought to bring you a lot of comfort today. If his promises are true then about the land of Israel, they're true for you as a follower of Jesus. And so lean into that today, but also be praying for Israel. Be praying for peace in the Middle East. Be praying for God's people to be sustained. And we'll trust him and keep leaning into him. Have a great day.